Hi, I'm Brian Kennedy from BioBuzz Networks. We are filming live from CIC Philadelphia's Vendor Showcase here in the heart of uCity Square. Today, 30 plus vendors will meet to showcase their technologies and services to help companies innovate and grow in the life science sector. Today, I'm joined by Kirsten Mahler from uCity Square. So my first question is, I normally say, tell me about you, but what is uCity Square? What is CIC? What's the Science Center? I think that's the best way to start.
Sure. So you said all the major partnerships that we have in the area right now. Wexford is currently the main developer of the area. It's about 27 acres, covers from 34th Street to 38th Street in the between Market and Lancaster. So it's a concentration of life science, tech, education, neighbors. See, we have a lot of students as well. And then our main partners are the Science Center and CIC. So the Science Center historically was the 1960s era developer of the Market Street Research Park. And then about 15 years ago, Wexford joined on as a development partner. And then on top of that, CIC manages life science incubation space in our building. They have about 7 floors.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about the innovation that happens here in those 27 blocks.
It's a little bit of everything. So we are also the highest concentration of commercial science space in Philadelphia. So it's every kind of science, but specifically life science, biotech, cell and gene therapy. And it ranges from cures for Alzheimer's to orphan diseases to very small startup companies with 2 to 3 lab benches. And then we are also very focused on all of these relationship pipelines. So our poster child would be an actual child, someone who came from surrounding neighborhoods, had an interest in science and technology through our partner school, PSLAMS, went to Penn or Drexel, became part of the Firsthand program at Science Center that trains middle school and high schoolers in hands-on life science experience, and then moves into one of our incubator lab spaces with 2 or 3 benches, and then eventually moves on to form their own life science company. That's the dream. We have some that have been at various stages of that, but we would like to pull someone through the entire life cycle of their life science career.
So a lot of collaboration. Who do you guys collaborate with to make that happen and bring that student hopefully one day to actually be a biotech CEO?
Everybody. So Wexford is, as the developer, we build life science spaces, and we have them all over the country. We are one of 17, but uCity Square is the largest in our portfolio and best connected, and we have our 2 university partners. So between Penn and Drexel, we've made a lot of connections. And that's a big part of my role, is to make sure that everyone is networked with each other and has spaces and opportunities and events to come together serendipitously and meet really cool people that can either help them get a job in the future, jumpstart their company, get them venture capital, or just inspire them in some way.
So your job is Village Community, I think, right?
Village Community.
So how did you get there, and sort of what does that role do, and what is Wexford trying to hope to do with that new role, I think, right?
Yeah. So I personally got here as an urban planner, someone who likes to be really well connected within the community, and had a civic engagement lens when I started. So I was the first that Wexford brought in at this role. We also have, I believe we have 2 more now around the country. But we really want to get people activated in our communities. We want to make people feel connected and give them a good reason to show up every day. Scientists typically can't work from home, especially if they have lab benches that they need to go and monitor every single day. So they're going to be here anyway. We have a wonderfully captive audience, and we want to make sure that we can enrich their days through programming, activities, connections with each other.
Awesome. The last question. What do you think gives Philadelphia its competitive edge? And then also, where are the challenges, and how can uCity Square and Wexford and CIC help address some of those challenges you see when you're talking to people?
I could go on forever about Philadelphia and its wonders and its challenges. As many people know, Philadelphia is the poorest large city in the US. So we have a real mix of people, incomes, education levels. But I think that also presents a lot of opportunity. We have so many people in the city working really hard to engage community members and give access to education, and just connect people and resources. I also think that Philadelphia as a network is more open than many other cities. People want to connect with each other and help and engage. So for me, I'm not from here. I'm from Massachusetts, and I lived in Boston for about 8 years. And I find Philadelphia supremely easy to navigate. People are friendly and welcoming. We kind of have this underdog edge,
I always say that. It's more affordable, right?
and it's so much more affordable here. And so you really can come in and start with very little and make a name for yourself, and be well connected to all of our universities, all of our resources. There's just great stuff happening here. So we're all about proximity, being close to one another. That's why we really appreciate our concentration of resources in New City Square. And we want to make sure that that's open to community members too. So all of the events that I put on are free and open to the public.
So the last thing, I know I said I was asking you one last question, but you guys recently opened a brewery
We did.
around here, right? How has that sort of supported the ecosystem for all these life science developers and also the hospitals?
So we supported that opening. Two Locals is the arbiter of that space. They're an amazing local company. They're the first Black-owned brewery in Pennsylvania, and they're two brothers from the neighborhood. So we're really happy to have them in this area. Breweries are just amazing places for people to connect. I can't tell you how many very high-level professional folks say, all I want to do is have a happy hour, bring all my friends down and drink a couple pints. So it was a really natural connection. And they have a gorgeous space. And they are also linked with Liberty Kitchen that has amazing food, the hoagies,
Yeah, every time I'm
and
there,
her family.
and it's very collaborative. It's sort of reminds you of Cambridge in some ways. So I appreciate it. And I appreciate you taking time today. I appreciate UCity Square sponsoring this incredible day and CIC. We also thank Persephone BioPartners for sponsoring these interviews. I'm Brian Kennedy from BioBuzz, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.